We're live.
Oh, we're live. Oh, okay.
If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine Right in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com. Howdy.
Well, howdy, everybody. It's time for Puzzle Talk, the Geocache and Puzzle podcast, brought to you by the Geocache Talk Network. I am here tonight with my illustrious co-host right here, Mr. Tom Brotherman, Electric Water Boy.
Howdy.
Yeah, and I am Charles, Pathfinder 33. So welcome to the show. Let's see, hang on. The StreamYard moved something. They moved the little live icon because it used to be up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and I could see when it went live and would start counting, and they moved it. So that's why I was kind of like, we were sitting there waiting. I was like, when's it going to start counting? When I need, there's generally a delay on our side of things for stuff. So anyhow, I would like to give a shout out to our overachievers, Jim and Dave. They both sent us a hello to the show over a half hour before the show started. So 6:24 for Jim and 6:26 for Dave, at least for my time. It's 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so adjust accordingly for your time zones. But Joe's here, Lacey's here, Paxton, the post turtle is here. The sand tortoise, we're not allowed to talk about that, but there is a story behind burnt turtles becoming the sand tortoise. Reese, Tom is here. Tom, hey, welcome, Tom.
Hey.
See, overachiever in the chat room on his personal stuff. Direwolf is here. Darren Archer, good day, sir. Glad to see you. Lori from Washington is here. Sherry, who's one of my local cachers, she's here. And then look at, we got a new, I don't believe I've seen this individual on the show, but hey, welcome. We're glad to have another Aussie in the house and whatnot. So appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody who is live in the chat room. If you're watching this, it does broadcast live on Facebook, but Facebook doesn't tell us who makes a comment. It just says Facebook user. So if you want your name, if you want us to be able to read your name and associate your comment with who you are, over on YouTube, the show is also broadcasting live on YouTube. And if you have a username and sign in for YouTube, then we can all see who's asking questions and whatnot instead of just a blank user. So, and Hits is first timer. Yay! We're glad to have you along. We're going to do some American news for real quick, just for, let me see if I can find the news bumper. There's the news bumper. All right. So over the weekend was the second block party in North America. Last month, there was a block party event in Florida hosted by Space Coast. And so if you're on the hunt for some block party icons for your statistics, the Yuma Mega event, block party event, was this past weekend. I was in attendance there. That was find number 9,000 for me, was the Yuma block party event. But upcoming events, Bamarama this next month, along with, I don't have it in the list, and I should have, and the SoCal Spring Fling. We have the 23rd annual Texas Challenge coming up, along with MOGA. So those are the block party events that are coming up in the next 2 months, give or take. So for the rest of February and March. And then right around the corner, if you're wanting to get a mega event icon, and that's going to be the rare and hard one to get this year, because most mega events have changed to the block party icon. And so in that, the first, I believe it's the first. No, it can't be. There's going to be, I don't know if MOGA has changed to a block party event. And I don't know what is going on with Mingo Madness. I guess I should have looked those up before I spouted this. But Cache Fest in Hawaii is going to remain a regular mega event. So if you're trying to get a mega event icon, as well as the block parties, as well as the giga events, then you kind of got to search around for mega events this year, because a lot of them have transitioned over to being block parties. Jim came in and corrected me. Thanks, Jim. MOGA is a mega currently, and so we'll see if that crew decides to change their icon. We'll see how it goes.
And Woodstock made it to Giga.
That's right. Woodstock has officially become Giga stock. I have to say, I unfortunately am disappointed with the crew that's putting on. Who cares if it's the second mega, the second Giga? Like, just put that it's a Giga event. I understand you're not first, but you're probably not going to be the last one either.
That might be the first true one.
Well,
I'm just saying there was more logged attends at Fort Worth than there were Cincinnati.
I'm just saying. And it only took 3 years of postponing the event in Canada for it to get to Giga status as well. So, be that as it may, we hope that if you are hunting for a Giga event, that you can make your way to West Virginia and enjoy the festivities there. I am not going to be in attendance for that because I'm going to Hawaii and to Europe this summer. So, yeah.
I will
there
be.
You have it.
And then I'll be substituting for Emily on Challenge Talk.
Oh, well, there you go. if you haven't heard, there is a Giga event in Europe, and there seems to be a Giga event in the over there yearly, right? Like this is not a new thing. But with the block party events that they are having over there, there is the ability. You ready for this, Tom? There's the ability for you to get 16 icons in a day.
Okay.
So if you are a icon hunter for the busy day challenges, now granted, you'll probably never get, because I think Groundspeak has come out and said you can't do more than 10 or 11, whatever they set their limit at. There's actually a thing for that. But if you wanted to get 16 icons in a day, it can be done, but you got to go to Europe to do it. Because they are going to geheimpunk.de. Geheimpunk, it's Daniel Flieger's little shindig over there in Europe. They're going to be leaving from, I'm going to mess this up. I better get a map of Germany up and look real quick. All right, so they're going to be leaving from Hanover and going to Prague in the Czech Republic, right? So in order to make this happen, you have to get yourself to Hanover. Well, I guess first you have to make sure there's still an open seat, because this is a charged event, because they're going to pay for the gas and they've rented vans or buses and whatnot. And so they're going to, and your hotel is covered in that too. So you've got to make it to Hanover, Germany. From Hanover, you'll load on some buses and drive to Prague in the Czech Republic. Then you start at like midnight with a webcam cache, and then a Giga and a maze, adventure maze. And then as soon as you're all done with that, you get on the bus and you go back to Germany. So you don't get to stay in the Czech Republic and attend the big shindig because you're on your way back to Germany, and they're going to get Earth Cache and a letterbox hybrid and a traditional and down the way, right? There's going to be a Cito en route. There's going to be a regular event. There's going to be a block party event. There's also going to be another mega event between. So in the end, 16 cache types in a day, and it's going to be in a 24-hour period. And so it's going to be wild. But if you're into that, and we know that somebody in the chat room is, but if you're into that kind of thing and you want 16 because you only have 11, and by God, 11 is not good enough, plan your trip to Europe. If the seats are sold out for the buses that Geheimpunk puts out, and they're not sponsored, but Daniel, hey, Daniel, if you hear this, hook a brother up. But that's the way to go. They've got it all panned out. They already know all of the caches they're going to get. And 16 in, in fact, at the block party event, I was talking to Brian and a mountain bike about that. And both of them were like 16 icons in a day. And of course, John, mountain bike, was like, he turned and looked at Brian and said, Brian, I think that, as a, well-invested employee in the company, that this should be, the company should, shuttle me out there for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. And Brian, and so it was funny, the interactions between those two, but we had a good time at the event, talking to the lackeys that were there. Multiple reviewers showed up. I got to meet the new reviewer for Arizona while I was there, and whatnot. But yeah, Daniel, if you've got space, Daniel, hook a brother up. So there's the big events that are coming up. So if you're wondering, there is a bookmark list, and I will try to find it here while I've got time to sluice around in the background. But there is a bookmark list that headquarters put out that has all of the mega block party giga events on it. And so if you're not sure which one to go to, jump on there and look at their bookmark list, find the one that's closest to you. And if you have time, if you've never been to a large event like this, it's worth the experience. The amount of people that show up to this that are friendly is amazing. The amount of people that show up to these that are kind of snooty is amazing also. So the people watching, if you like to watch people, these big events are epic for people watching. So I think that's all we got in the news. Tom, did you have any?
No, that's it.
Okay. So tonight's show is viewer created puzzles. We do have 3 awesome puzzles that we are going to discuss tonight. And by 2 different cache owners. We're straight up going to spoil the dog out of these. So if you don't want to show you exactly word for word, step for step, how to solve these puzzles, go ahead and just log out and go on about your evening. Go, find you a little fruity drink with an umbrella and watch, another episode of, some great rerun on TV. I don't know what to tell you, but I have permission from these 2 cache owners. So
we got one of them flashy things from like Men in Black. We can just go toot, toot, toot,
right, just boop. I know, right? That would be, you just sit there and good Lord have mercy. Yeah, you just boop, right, and that's it, and then it's gone. But we do have permission, explicit permission, written permission from both of these cache owners to show you how to solve these puzzles, and so we're going to do that now. So big shout out to Nick Cap and to Buzz82. Thanks to both of you for allowing us to come in and spoil your puzzles. We've got 2 from Nick Cap and 1 from Buzz82. So we're going to jump right into it. This first one is, Tom laughed.
I did.
So let me share my screen here. And so this one, let me see if I can plus. There we go. See, there you go. Find number 9,000 for me over the weekend. It was a good time. So this one is a difficulty 3, terrain 4.5. It is right here. We're going to drop it into the chat room for everybody in case you want to follow along. And then those who are watching on the replay can see it pop up, who are watching the YouTube replay. But for our audio listeners, it is GCAZDBZ, and it is called Math Riddle. And this is what would happen if dad jokes and your math teacher were one and the same. Like that, right? Like peanut butter and jelly.
Like high school geometry for me.
Yes. Don't give it away, Tom. All right, so it tells you that the cache is not at the posted coordinates, and it says solve the riddle for the final. The cache is a white 3D printed container that is scaled up approximately 10 times. You'll need a special tool with at least a 25-foot reach with a hook or a gripper to retrieve the cache container. So you already know right here, he's straight up telling you it's 25 feet up in a tree. And it is 10 times the size of a nano. So you take a nano and blow it up 10 times, which isn't a whole lot for a nano.
Hold on a minute. You said 25 feet up in a tree. It's farther than that because you got to figure
Well, yeah, because
maybe it's a midget, so 2 feet and then reach up. That's 3, so 28 feet.
Yeah, so you at least need a 25-foot reacher tool of some type per the cache owner. He tells you where it's at, that it's densely populated woods, and trails are accessed from either this road or that road, and their entrances and whatnot. And you got to walk to it. So park, get your tool out and walk. But the riddle is, what did the acorn say when it grew up? And I like this because Tom laughed. And Tom's smiling. And whatnot. There is a certitude checker. So you click in the certitude and you give the answer to the question. So we'll pause for dramatic effect and see if somebody in the chat room can just toss this answer in there. It is a 3 difficulty. But what did the acorn say when it grew up? It is big enough container that you can put a trackable in it, apparently. And whatnot. So let's see if we can look at the gallery and see what. That doesn't quite show us what the. Well, this one might. This might. No, that one doesn't. So there's your midget with a pole on a ladder. So.
Oh, who was that midget on the pole on the ladder? Because he looked familiar.
I don't know. Oh, it's got to be that right there, yeah? You think? Little white speck on the tree?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not.
I see we got
there you go. Answer. There's the correct answer right there. But however, I put that in the checker and was told no. This is the answer for the checker right there. Geometry, right? It's a math riddle. So I thought it was funny. I laughed.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just now got it. I thought it was you were saying what she said.
Oh, geometry.
Yeah. Duh.
I'm a tree. Geometry.
Oh,
that makes it even better because, oh man, you laughed.
I did.
And you didn't even get the joke.
Well, it's funny anyway. Even if you say geometry like she did, it's still funny.
It is. So that is the correct answer. This one's only been found 15 times, probably because it's 25 feet up in a tree. But it is in the 100-acre woods up there in New Jersey. So if you put that into the checker, you will get a correct answer, and it will update your coordinates. And then the next time you're in New Jersey, like going for, the Cache Odyssey finds or something like that, then you'll have time to go and grab it. The next puzzle, so that one was the short but easy and fun one. These other two, probably not so much. So let me go back to sharing my screen. So this is the next one for everybody. It is for our audio listeners listening. GCAVPW1. It is called Cosmic Quest Alien Transformations. This one is also by NetCap. For our people in the chat room, there's the GC code for you. And then so you scroll down. Obviously, you can see my corrected coordinates there. Don't take a screenshot. And you can see what I deciphered. So here you go. You'll be seeking another custom 3D printed cache container that holds a small bison tube inside it. The container is hidden in a usually fashion. I'm not sure what usually fashion means. I would assume that means in the usual fashion. But I've never geocached in New Jersey, so that's like when I went to Florida and they said, "Oh, it's a typical Florida hide," and I was like, I don't know. And then when you see that it's a typical Florida hide, just know that it's going to be in a palm tree.
Oh, it's not strapped to an alligator.
That's a terrain 5. Don't give Jesse any ideas. All right, so on June 17th, a secret message was received for the caching community. Headquarters reached out to the community to help solve the secret message. While some were skeptical that this was a rickroll or a cold call for an extended car warranty, it turns out it was a friendly message about galactic explorers curious about geocaching. It was determined that a cosmic quest would be needed to help our extraterrestrial friends. And we had to find FUs. You remember that? Fuel units, FUs.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
You didn't point this out. That Cosmic Quest thing is a link.
It is. And so if you open it in a new, it brings you back to the official blog post for Cosmic Quest.
Oh, cool.
Right? So both of the links on the webpage, so the secret message and this Cosmic Quest take you both to, I believe, the one takes you to this that says, can you help us decipher the message, right? And when you look at this font here, it is the exact same font as here. And so then you have to either remember what was the font used in Cosmic Quest, right? Or you do like I did. So we'll cancel these two out. I couldn't remember what the text was, what the name of the font was. So I went to Cache Sleuth. When you go to Cache Sleuth, this is the main page that you get to when you go to Cache Sleuth's website. Jason is a great guy, has built this thing, and it is a phenomenal tool if you're unaware. But in this, you come to this little section right here that says code tables over here on the right-hand side, and you click on it, and then you click on the word code tables underneath it, right? And it brings up all 257 codes that he has listed on this website, and they're in abundance. So you come in here and you got to try and figure out what the font name was. And the font name is on his website. But I didn't remember. At first I was like, oh, that's the Predator code. And I came down here and looked at the Predator code, and of course that wasn't it. So I was like, oh, no, not that. And I tried a couple of other things. I thought maybe it was Arabash, which is the Star Wars language. And I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's close, but no, it's not that. So back to codes. And this is cachesleuth.com. I guess let's do this. We'll do this. We'll put it in the chat room because we've got some new viewers and I want y'all to be able to have all of the tools. So cachesleuth.com, and then you go to code tables and code tables. So what I did for this was I needed to figure out what this code was. And so I just came up here and started at the top, and I just went through all of these looking to see if there was one that looked like it was a symbol that was on that other page. And nothing in this top in the A's. So I went down to B's, and this one I thought had promise. So I clicked, and then once I realized, oh, nope, it ain't that one. So back to the codes. Let's see if anybody has. No, nobody's put it in the chat room yet. So then I thought, oh, this one maybe. And I was like, oh, that has promise, but that's not it. And so you kind of got around down in here, and then I came across this one, Cybertronic, and I was like, well, let's give it a shot. And then you look right here, it says font used in Groundspeak for the Cosmic Quest Geocaching Challenge of 2024. So I was like, oh, that's the one, right? But when we sit there and tell you, oh, well, it's over on Cache Sleuth site, so go into Cache Sleuth and do this and do this and do this, you end up with not, if you've never gone through and actually visited the site, then you may not know, right, Tom?
Right. You got to play around with Cache Sleuth some. Remember what all is in there.
Because there's a lot.
There is a lot. It doesn't have everything, but it's got a lot. It'll do most everything.
And if you come across a code like this, a simple substitution cipher code that's not on Jason's website, if you send it to him, he will get it uploaded. He'll upload it onto a site and add it to the database. So here's the CO chiming in here. So when I create this, the font wasn't in Cache Sleuth, so I had to create it by hand using a substitution cipher. So yeah. And I think that's true because it wasn't on it wasn't on a lot of websites. And a lot of people hard broke this using for me, when I go into do simple substitution ciphers like this, I use the decode.fr website /en, decode.fr/en, right? Is that right, Tom?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the /en, because it's a French website. That's why it's .fr. And so to translate it from French to English, you .fr/en. Or when you just go to the website, there's a British flag up there in the top corner. You just click on that. Cybertron like Transformers. Look, you can tell who's a kid of the 80s, right? So you have to go through and do all of the simple substitution. You kind of gotta, and when you do that, you get this text that I have over here on the other page. And this text ends up reading into another riddle, and I like it. It says, "Hello, Earthlings. We have learned that adding our initials to various things, we can make a new thing. We have changed an inflated sphere into a fancy dance." So first you have to figure out, what is an inflated sphere?
Besides my head?
Besides your head, what is an inflated sphere? We'll give the chat room just a second here. Do, 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 do. An inflated sphere.
Balloon was my first guess, and that was not correct. But Sherry's got it.
Look, Sherry is the one that's got it right here. Right? So it's a ball. An inflated sphere is a ball. A basketball, a volleyball, a soccer ball. An inflated sphere is a ball. Well, in the riddle, it says that we have to add our initials. And you can't see it, so let me where am I at here? Boop, let me zoom this out. And you can see the background icons, right? And the background icons are our Cosmic Quest visitors. These are, what are these?
Remember, it's initials.
And you got to remember back to that 1980s movie with a little kid riding his bicycle up in the air past the moon. Right? There's this bicycle going past the moon with a little alien sitting in a milk basket. There you go, E.T. So if you add their initials to an inflated sphere and create a fancy dance, where's it at? There it is. Ballet. You get ballet. And so when you come to the checker, wow, look, it's got more wrong guesses than right guesses. That's, I guess I didn't realize that.
Because people would have been like me and put balloon it.
Yeah, balloon et. You know. So ballet gets you the correct answer. And then once you get corrected coordinates, then you can get out. It looks like the cache is a part of or somewhere part of the Henry Hudson Trail Extension Restoration Program.
Or you know what? If you want to get it really wrong, balloon ARF. No, balloon ALF. ALF.
Balloon ALF. Yeah, alien life form.
Alien life form.
That was also a great sitcom series. I was always sad when he didn't get to eat the cat. All right, so there's that one. And once you solve that, then it'll give you corrected coordinates. You can put those into here to double check that what Certitude gives you is correct. But it is. And there you go. The Cache Sleuth website, if you are unfamiliar, does all kinds of stuff. So not only does he do codes, he does code tools, which will help you with all kinds of different codes. There are map tools, which will show you the center point between two spots, circle through 3 points, intersection of 2 circles. There's all kinds of crazy map tools on this. Intersection of 2 lines, and whatnot. So there is a plethora of geocaching related mapping, code, cipher, tools, number tools that are on here. He also has a multi-decoder. So if you're looking for some text, so that you can't do it on this one because Nick made this a photo. So you can't copy and paste the letters out of here. But if you do have a cipher or a code that you can copy and paste the code out of it, when you come to Cache Sleuth, if you enter it in the multi-decoder at the on that page, you just put in the cipher text that you have and hit solve. It will go through all of the stuff on his website, and it'll go through all of the different codes. It'll go through all of the different cipher types, and it will try to solve it for you. And so this is a really great tool if you really don't know what you're looking at when you open up a puzzle cache page. So,
Did you see Dyer's question? I get the first puzzle riddle that he's talking about, but I don't understand the second one.
oh, and I just closed that. Hang on. Reopen close tab. Do.
It's in the third paragraph. Last 2 sentences, third paragraph.
A male deer was changed into a metal pail, and a male bovine was changed into a projectile.
I get the male deer one. I get that one.
A male deer was changed into a metal pail.
Uh-huh. What's a male deer?
A bucket.
Bucket.
Oh, a buck and
with
ET. Yeah.
Bucket.
So what is a male bovine? What is a bovine?
A pig.
No, sir. A bovine is a cow.
A cow. Duh. That's why I can't get it.
So if you had a bull,
Bullet. Yeah.
a bullet
Okay, now I
into a
get
projectile.
it.
Yes.
Hey, today at work was a long week. What can I
That's
say?
right. We owe you a Whataburger. So there's that, and that is the Cache Sleuth website. We're going to jump right into the next one. This one is
I like those 2 riddles in the middle as hints to help solve the thing. That's good.
all right. So I sent this one to my local cacher who's in the chat room, Sherry, this last week, and said, "Hey, give this one a shot and see if you can solve it." And then she commented back and said, "I can't do it." And so we're going to show you how to solve it tonight. And so now you'll be able to. And the next time that you're in Georgia, out along the coast, you can attempt to solve it as well. So this one is by Buzz82. It is GC83DGQ. And it is called Sam's Light. And it is a premium member only. This is the Tybee Lighthouse and Museum. And so, Tom, what do you notice with this image that is on the cache page?
It's blinking at me.
It is blinking. If you look right here at the top, it's blinking. And so you've got to figure out, well, how do they make the picture blink? Tom, that was directed at you.
Oh no, I was looking to see where it said. I've been near this thing and I didn't solve it, man. And now I have to go back. Darn.
You're gonna have to go back now.
How do you make it blink with a
That's
GIF?
really tiny. Can you make it bigger? I'm gonna buy you a new pair of reading glasses. I don't expect you to try to solve this. Here you go. Here's a let's see. Can I make this one? I don't know if I can make this one any. There you go. There. How's that? So it is Morse code. So Jim, you're right there, right? It is Morse code. But in this, if you came into it in the middle, how do you solve it though? And how do you know where's the end and where's the beginning?
You wait till it says "Once upon a time."
Or
the end.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't ever know when you come into this, is that the beginning? Am I in the middle? Am I at the end? Am I trying to chop a letter in half because I don't know what I'm doing? So we're going to teach you how to solve some of these. And this one is a little involved. And I'm not saying that this is the only way to solve it, right, Tom? It's not the only way.
It's just the best way.
It's the way that I solved it.
Well, I thought it was a pretty good way to do it.
It is a pretty good way to solve it. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to get to your GIF, and you want your GIF in a browser window where it's all by itself. There's nothing else in here but the GIF, right?
All right,
so,
hold on. You jump way kind of ahead there. You said it's a GIF. What's a GIF?
That is an animated image. I don't know what GIF stands for.
I don't remember either. We can look it up, but in fact, I'll do it in a few minutes. But yeah, that's a whole series of pictures stuck together.
Right. It is a bunch of pictures stuck back to back and then animated like a little flip, like those old flip books. So it looks like Mickey Mouse is running across the page. Except the only thing this one's doing is flashing the light on the screen up here. So this light flashing right here is the only thing that is different between one picture and the next, right? So I
thought Jim had it, but no, it's close. It's a graphic interchange format.
There you go. That is fancy speak for it is an animated picture.
Yes. We ain't fancy, so we say animated pictures.
That's right. Animated pictures.
Even that's kind of it's moving pictures.
All right, so to get this, you need to download the GIF to your computer. So you can't do it from your cell phone. You can't do it from your tablet or your iPad. You may be able to do it if you got like a Samsung tablet. If you got one of those Windows tablets, you can do it on there. So you get your image, your GIF, you right click on it and you click Save Image As, right? It will then download the GIF to your hard drive, right? So once you have it downloaded to your hard drive, you need to figure out a way to decode the GIF image, the GIF file.
No. First thing you got to do is remember where you downloaded it to on your hard drive, because you never remember.
Well, I download all of mine to the downloads folder.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants.
Yes. Once you figure out it's a gift, there's a tool to help you, right? Download the gift to your computer and then upload it to a website called easygif.com. And it literally is, it is the letter, oh, well, here, let's boop. So there you go, right there, easygif.com, right? And so once you get into here, you can make a GIF, you can decode a GIF. All of the fun stuff is in this easygif.com website. So we need to upload the images. See that images? So choose a file. I'm going to choose this file because that's, see that in my downloads folder.
Yeah.
And so we want to upload that and hit upload file.
Could you also just drag and drop?
You could probably drag and drop it. So once you get here, I already clicked on frames. Well, let's see if I can blow this web page up just a little bit.
And that's all the pictures making up that picture.
Yes. All right. So we are here. And so this is all of the pictures. And these numbers are important. So you have a 210, a 90, a 30, a 30, and a 210. Right? So the 210s are the long breaks in between letters or numbers or words of some kind, right?
It's also my area code.
It is your area code for Selma, Selma, Texas, the greater San Antonio area. So you don't, in this gives you every picture in the GIF image, right? It gives you the times that the lighthouse has the light on and the times that the lighthouse has the light off, right? For this to make it easier, the only thing that we are concerned about is the times that the light is on. We don't care about the time that the light is off, right? And so in this, every odd slide on this website, every odd numbered slide, and they're numbered in the upper left-hand corner. So this is slide number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 across the top, right? So you get 8 slides across the top. You want to, at the bottom of this, you can skip or copy, right? So we want to skip all of the odd slides, and I'll show you why here in just a second. So when you get to this website and you got it split like this, just come through and skip every odd numbered slide like this. That will turn off every time the light bulb is off, because when you're deciphering Morse code, you don't care that there are spaces in between the dits and the daws, the shorts and the longs. You only want to know the time that you either have a long dash or a short dash, right? The dit or the daw. And so in this, by taking out all of the odd numbered slides, you take away all of the spaces in between the light being on and off. You take all of the offs out. And so all of the even slides are every time the light's on. And so now the light's either going to be on for 90 or for 30, right? Clear as mud. Everybody with me in the chat room? Somebody give me a thumbs up if this is making sense. Nod north south.
Now, we went through this before the show, so I got a head start on this. I'm thinking right now, one thing I might have done different from you is leave the 2 10s in.
Oh, like that?
Because
and
you'll get to why the 2 10s are there.
The longer off, the 210 does show letter. Well, it shows word separation.
Yeah.
Right. It shows a long space. So you have a long space to begin with, and then you have a 2-digit, and then you have a long space. Right. So this is a good question. How did you determine even or odd? Trial and error. So for this GIF, in this scenario, for this one only, what I did was got rid of every odd numbered one, right? Tom is saying leave the 2 10s in. I know why he's saying that, but it took me a little trial and error, Lori, to figure out that this showed me every slide, both light on and light off. But if you look at every single one of these light off slides is, and
odd.
Let me see if I can, I know it's hard to see sometimes. So right. So if we did that, it's a 30 and a 30 and a 30 and a 30 and a 30. And then you get to this 90. This 90 separates numbers, right? It separates a 4 from whatever the next number is, a 5, right? Whereas the long 2 10s are long pause in between your north and then your 48, and then you'll have a long break, and then you have the decimal degrees. So it just took some trial and error. And for this one, it just so happened that using this website and going through the way that I went through it, all of the odd ones were the light off on the lighthouse, and I wasn't concerned about those. That doesn't help me in the solving process realize whether the light was off, because all of those for the most part are either 30 or 90, and that's either the difference between spaces between dits and daws or spaces between numbers.
I guess I would have left in the 90s that were on odd ones too.
Well, so I didn't do that, and I told you why earlier. So if you look at Morse code for numbers, all numbers in Morse code are 5 digits long, and they're the only ones
that are 5 digits. Yeah.
The plus symbol is a 5-digit number. And a couple of these, the equal sign and whatnot. But for the most part, the only ones that you're going to come across normally in Morse code that are 5 digits long are going to be numbers. Whether it's 5 long dashes or 5 short dashes or a combination thereof, if you're going to have a number, it's going to be 5 digits long. And so I really didn't care about the 90, the long pauses in between numbers. And I'll show you why here in a second. So let me blow this. Let me shrink this back down so that we have something. And we'll just skip a couple of these. And so by skipping them, all it does is fade them out. So they're still there. They're just not as easy to read, right? And so now that if we come back up to the top, we know that there's a long pause to begin with, and then there's a long, short, and then a long pause in between one letter and the next letter or number. So a long short, if you come over here, is north, is an N, is a long, a da, and a dit, right? And then there's a long space, this 210 space. So we know that the first of it is north, and then a long pause. And then we know that numbers are 5 characters long. And so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next one that you have is a long 90 millisecond delay, right? And so you have
all the other ones are 30.
All of the other ones are 30. So that's just the space in between in between dits and das. And then the 90, this 90 right here is the space between the first number and the second number, right? So you have a short, 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 long. And when you come back to Morse code, you have a short, 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 long. So that's a 4, right? So the first number is a 4. And if you come back to the cache page and you come up to the posted coordinates, you end up with north 32. Well, this is a 4. And I didn't catch that at first, but go with it and I'll explain. It explains why here in a minute. So you get through this. The first number is a 4 and it stops right here, right? So then the short, short, long, 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 and then a 210 millisecond delay, right? So that coincides with north, a number, and a number. So your, what is it? Short, short, long, long, long. You come back to your Morse code, you have a short, short, and a long, long, long. That's a 2. So 42 in the, I didn't catch that it was a 4 at the beginning until the very end. I so concentrated on solving it that I didn't realize that I wrote 42. And so back to the animated GIF, you have your 210 second delay right here. We'll scroll that to the top. And so then you come back into your dits and das. You have a short, short, long, long, long. That's a 2. And then you have a 90-second delay. So between two numbers. And then you have a short, short, long, long, long again. That's another 2. So far we have north 42 space 22. And this is where this threw me off at first, because there's a short, long, short, long, short, long. And I was like, well, what the hell is that? That doesn't make any sense. There's nowhere in Morse code that there's a short, long, short, long, short, long. Nowhere. There's nowhere in Morse code. And I was looking at one of these, right? That just had your alphanumeric letters and numbers. That's it. That's all I was looking at. I wasn't looking at one that had punctuation. But if you look here, you have a short, long, short, long, short, long, and that's a period. And so then I was like, oh, but it took me longer than I'd like to admit to find a Morse code table that had punctuation in it. to account for the short, long, short, long, short, long. Right? So you have short, long, short, long. Let's see. Here. So short, long, short, long, short, long, and then a 90-second delay. Well, that is a period. And then you have the last 3 digits. Oh, I ended up messing it up. Let's see if I can go back one. Oh, that's unfortunate. I messed it up because I hit copy. I hit copy and it moved and it inserted another 90-second one back to back.
Can you delete it?
Well, let's see if I can go control. Oh, no. No, it won't let me. So then I have to go all the way out and all the way back in. That's unfortunate because, hang on. I know where.
Well, it didn't save it, did it? Or did you hit save?
Hang on. Oh, we want to enable these. We want to skip the odd ones. And I hate it when you mess up live on the show.
You just made an opportunity for improvement.
Long. All right, so here's our short, long, short, long, short, long is our period. So starting at slide 58, we have a long, short, 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 right? So long
6.
with 4 shorts is a 6, right? And then you come back here. Long, short, 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 short. And then you have a long, 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 short, short.
3.
Let's see.
3 or 8. I can't remember.
It should be an 8.
It's 8. Okay.
Yep. Long, short, short. This one here. Long, 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 short. Right. So you have north 42, 22, 6, 9, 8 for that. And then you'll notice that right here you have a 210 millisecond delay, and you have another 210 millisecond delay here. Right. So your 210 delay is in between big words. So if you skip that one, skip this one, no, skip that one, enable that one, skip that one. And then you go to this 210-second delay. So you have a short, long, long. Well, when you come back to Morse code, a short, long, long is a W, right? So now you have a west, and you have to continue going through the animated GIF maker. It helps to have them on dual screens, or to have one like this and one like this. And so then you just whoop, right? And so then as you go through and decode this, you've got one on one screen and one on the other. And so it's kind of handy to have. Or if you have like my setup, I have one screen here and one screen here and one screen over there. And so you can put one thing on one screen and one on the other, and it works out. But when you do this, if you at least for this cache, I can't speak for every one of them, but at least for this cache, if you gray out all of the odd numbered ones, it grays out every time the light is off, and so then you're just left with your dits and dahs. Or this, like, I don't know if I'm that dedicated to Morse code or not. So, all right, I'm going to give you guys some coordinates. I need somebody to punch them into their web browser and tell me where the pin on the map lands you. You ready? So anybody, somebody in the chat room, pull up a blank web browser, and we're going to put these coordinates into it. You ready, Tom?
No, my mouse stuck. Hold on. All right. Maps. Okay. I'm ready. North 42. I remember that much.
Yep. North 42, 22.698.
And then a west.
West 071, 03.629. And where does that put you? Anybody in the chat? Let's see if somebody in the chat room can figure it out. Can put it in before Tom can spit it out. North 42, 22.698. There you go. Seth's got it. West 07103.629. And Nick is correct as well. It puts you in Boston, Massachusetts. But the cache is in Georgia. And so why does it put you in Boston? Tom, do you have any idea?
No, because I would have guessed Bunker Hill because that's the street it's on, and everything around here says Bunker Hill. Boston. All right, so Boston. Why Boston? They had a tea party. They had
amazing tea party back in the day.
And they got
baked
beans.
Had crumpets. You think they had crumpets when they had their tea party? You know, for the queen
beans.
Or the king?
They had baked beans.
All right, so you get this in the certitude.
And cream pies,
when you put these coordinates into certitude, because these are the coordinates for the puzzle, right? You put those into certitude, and certitude will tell you, congratulations, you deciphered the code. Why are the correct coordinates in Boston? Well, Samuel Morse was born somewhere near this location in 1791. You can find the cache at these coordinates, right? And then they tell you that it's a camo pill bottle at the base of a holly bush. Please use stealth. This park has a lot of walkers. Pill bottle is tethered, so you might retrieve the log and use the nearby bench for signing, right? So what they're saying is take the log out of the cache container and go sign it, and then come back and put it all back together and cover it up with some leaves. But it's at the base of a holly bush and whatnot. But I thought that was kind of a neat, because we have talked about this a number of times, Tom, that the answer that you put into certitude does not always have to be the solved corrected coordinates.
Yeah.
That you can have a word like ballet put into certitude, right? And so certitude is a multi-use geochecker that you can, and then as this cache shows, you can put a plethora of information into Certitude at the end of it. Believe it or not, I sat there and thought, well, because once I realized that my north coordinates weren't in Georgia, I went and put them into a map, and I was like, I'll put you in Boston. Well, that can't be right. So then I just changed the 4 to a 3. And so if you go in and just change your 42 to 32, it puts you way off out in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Georgia. Doesn't put you anywhere near where you're supposed to be. So the coordinates that it gives you that puts you in Boston are the correct coordinates that you need to put into the Certitude, and then Certitude will then give you the history of why you were in Boston, and then will give you the reason why, and then we'll give you the corrected coordinates for where you need to go in Georgia to find the cache.
So nothing to do with tea or beans or cream pies.
Or that logger that's from up there.
Yeah,
That
Samuel
Adams. That Samuel Adams guy, he makes more than just lager.
Yeah, he makes some good stuff. But I want the dark stuff. He's got some of that too.
This does give you good information. Says to make sure you update the ground zero coordinates for the cache page with the coordinates that Certitude gives you. Certitude gives you the option to update the coordinates if you're logged in. And it does.
There's another little dude thing up there, and you can check, and it'll update your notes too.
Yeah, so that's what I did on. Let me click this back in here. So when I clicked both those little boxes, so it automatically updated my corrected coordinates for me, and it updated the note with exactly what Certitude gave you at the end. Yeah, it will in this case, though. And Certitude will do that for every corrected coordinate that it gives you, as long as you are signed in to Certitude.
Yeah.
And you have Certitude linked to your geocaching.com account, it will automatically update the note and the corrected coordinates for you. I like this. Does it at least take you to a lighthouse? Let's find out. Well, it looks like it does. There's a lighthouse in all of these pictures. And believe it or not, the lighthouse that is on the cache page, the Tybee Island Light Station, is this one. It is this same lighthouse. So, yes, it does take you to a lighthouse in real life. It takes you to this lighthouse in real life, which I think is kind of awesome that it just happened to work out that way. That's all I got.
All right.
Okay,
you don't need
over.
to go through mine. Do you still have mine up?
Oh, no. The Whiskey Tango Foxtrot one, I do not. But Nick Cap, who graciously allowed us to spoil a couple of his puzzles and has told us that if we want to use any of them in the future, that we're free to. So we appreciate you 100%. they were down in Texas and solved your Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. And
Yeah, I didn't put the link. I just put the thing in there. I guess I could put the link. Or will it let me put the link? Gonna find out.
hang on here real quick.
Yep, it let me.
Oh, did it? Good.
I don't know if it works as a link, but you can still cut and paste.
Let's see. Hang on, because let me open my Puzzle Talk podcast. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Dave, for the one that is the Grand Prix Cipher, the one that's got the playing cards, that one. Yes, I got your email. I sent the GC code over to Tom. I have solved one of these before, but it has been a hot minute. I'm in the same boat as you right now, trying to figure out what value and number you put on the face cards. So give me a little time to work through it. I don't know when I will have more time because for the next 4 months, I am my boss.
You're in trouble.
I know the whole telecom in Arizona for the BLM is in trouble because they temporarily promoted me for the next 4 months to be my boss and gave me a slight pay raise. Unfortunately, the amount of responsibilities that I'm inheriting is going to be more than the slight pay raise that I'm going to get. So
you can't give yourself a 4 month vacation? You're the boss.
No. Unfortunately, that means that the person who approves my vacation is now another level up from me. So,
you're hosed.
Yeah, I'm hosed. Thankfully, I have some already approved vacation. So I have I have approved vacation for Texas Challenge. So if you're going to be at Texas Challenge, Charles is going to be at Texas Challenge.
Considering it's basically right down the street from me, I'll be there.
Yep. So I'll be at Texas Challenge, and then I'll be in the Houston area for Valentine's Day. My wife is going to a medical conference and speaking at it, so I get to go and hang out and just drive around and geocache in Houston for a couple of days. And then Texas Challenge, I have approved vacation. And I think that's probably the end of February. I think we're going to make a quick run to the big island of Hawaii for some Cache Odyssey, something or another, and try that. Since that's the last one I have to get in the Southwest Geo Tour to complete it. So, let me tell you, if we weren't already short-staffed, like normal conditions for the state of Arizona, we have 4 telecom technicians and a supervisor. Right now, we have no supervisor, and one of those positions is vacant. And Charles is going from his position as a telecom specialist to be the boss. So we still only have 3 Muldoons. And so I have inherited all of my boss's responsibilities, and I still get to resume having my regular telecom position duties assigned to me as well. So it's going to be interesting and whatnot. So, it'll be, there aren't a whole lot of people to delegate stuff to. And trust me, from being years of being an NCO in the Army, I know how to delegate. I just don't have soldiers to delegate it to for right now. So we'll see how it goes. You may see way more gray hair at the end of these 120 days and whatnot. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes.
I'm on my That's All There Is, Ain't No More tour. 51 weeks and counting.
Heck yeah. Tom's ready for that. He's going to be like, 11 a.m., I'll have a chocolate stout. I'll have a vanilla stout. I'll have a whatever, a coffee milk porter stout, something or another.
I actually had one of those last week.
Yeah. So no worries, Dave. We'll get to that and get you an answer. It's a fun puzzle style. It's the first time I've seen it used with playing cards. So we'll figure it out and get back with you. But for whatever reason, if you don't hear something here shortly, just send me a little poke email and say, hey, where are we at with this, and whatnot. So, all right, that's all I got for the show. Tom, do you got anything? You got a corny dad joke?
I got plenty of them, but I don't want to be here all night because once I get started, I won't stop.
Lord, we don't need any of that. All right, folks, we are out of here. We will be back. Let's see. When is the next Tuesday the 4th? March 4th currently is what we have slated for a show. We'll figure out what we're going to do between now and then. But until then, y'all get outside.
We may do this show again if people send us in a whole bunch of puzzles that they did.
Absolutely. Don't be scared. We're always up to share puzzles that either we helped you think of and get published, or if you just are like Nick and have 120 puzzle caches and you're like, solve a couple of them, show them on the show, no big deal. We'd love to have that opportunity. You, the viewer, are the reason why we have a podcast, and helping you solve puzzle caches is the main goal of the podcast. But in that, solving them is only half the fun. The other half of the fun is creating one to drive your local caching community crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so we hope that we've inspired you to do so. All right, that's all I have. We'll figure out a show between now and March 4th, and we will have a show then about something. Right?
Yep. I'm sorry. It's weird looking at two screens because so the camera's here.
Right.
The live one's there. And then I got the delay down here. And I'm watching here, so it looks like I'm watching there. But to put, to listen there, but watch here, it's
been a long week. It's been a long week for Tom, and it's only Tuesday. So, all right, guys, we appreciate everybody. We hope you enjoyed the show. Look at this gift maker that we showed in this easy GIF. You can also create GIFs. So if you want to create a Morse code lighthouse or something therein, by all means, jump in there, and then we hope to see more puzzles like this that drive your local caching community bonkers. And when that happens, just let us know, and we'll help them solve it.
And if you need another idea for a gift thing, ask me, because I'll tell you when it'll drive people nuts. All right.
We'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.
Bye.